Welcome to another session of creating a healthy work environment in the workplace after COVID-19. Today we have with us Mrs. Nannelle Croes. Nannelle is Managing Director of Transition to Health. What we're going to talk about today has to do with everything that has to do with nutrition and fitness and the impact that it has on a healthy work environment. Nannelle, welcome. Good to see
Thank
you.
you.
How are you today?
Good, I'm doing great, thank you.
Okay. Now, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and about a transition to health and what the work that you do?
Yes, my name is Nannelle Croes. Married to Van der Spilk. I'm an occupational therapist. I've been for about 15 years already. In the meantime, I have studied a lot about nutrition and about healthy work environment. So I'm an official health and safety inspector. Transition to Health was founded in 2016 with the idea to make healthy work environment, but also to guide people into a healthy lifestyle. So we thought it was very needed that we bring everything together that is needed for a person to be healthy, because usually you got like loose components and we want to bring it all in just one place. So we like to work with many people to reach those goals.
So, in the case of nutrition and fitness, then the question is, what is the impact that it has? Does it have an impact when we talk about on the individual's well-being? What is your opinion on this, or how do you see it?
I think that nutrition is for sure a very important part of your health. I think it's the biggest part. It's like healthy nutrition. It's 80% of your health. It is how they say, like, tell me what you eat and I will know what you are. So everything we eat is important because all the nutrients we get, it gives us the right energy. Our body needs the food to be able to function well. So it's everything, and I think of usually people don't realize that. They just think food is just for you to feel like satisfied and full. It is a lot more than that.
When you say it's a lot more than that, just to make the connection, because indeed it's we've all been hearing the same. I will say a story, but the same thing since we were like this size. How
Yeah.
important it is, or maybe a bit bigger, how important it is to be healthy and to eat well. But still, we are not, when I say we in general, we're not able to make that connection that indeed, it's not just saying about eating good and, it's much more than that. So,
Yeah.
what is the relationship, if you can break it down in terms of if a person eats better? Okay. First question, what do we mean by eating better? But how does it
Okay.
truly make you feel better as well?
Yes. One thing for sure is we get all of our energy from our foods. It has to be with the nutrients and the minerals and the vitamins that the different components that you have in also fibers that you have in the food. And when we eat that, your body is going to choose what you need and use those components to get its energy. But also it's very important for our immune system to especially when you eat like sufficient vitamins. It builds up your immune system. It makes you stronger, also able to fight diseases. It's so broad what all the things that
Mm-hmm.
your nutrition, your food can do to you. But the important thing is that it's well balanced, and the more energy you can get of your food, the less your body has to take it from yourself. You understand?
Okay.
So it's important to um, get good energy also for to be able to function well. Because usually, if you make a comparison of good food and bad food, both can give you energy. But if you get it from, for example, a lot of sugar or bad carbs, um, it's it affects your system in that way that you get a lot of energy at once, but it will decrease even more, and you will feel even more tired or exhausted. So you're not really giving yourself that kind of energy, but you have to like keep getting more and more of that to be able to feel well. And that's what happens. What usually people are getting too much carbs, too much bad carbs, and they tend to develop all kind of diseases like diabetes, and they have heart problems. Yeah.
I'm smiling because it's especially like carbs. It's like not a cuss word, but when you think about bad carbs, and then it brings to mind, indeed, and again, for example, that having potato chips might not be the best thing for you, but you still do.
Yeah.
And then when one of the things that you had mentioned, but not everything is bad in a way, right? Or is it more about knowing and how to manage the good, the bad, and not so
Yeah.
uglies? Let's put it
It,
that
it,
way.
it's one rule that we live by and we try to advise other people is usually the fresher you buy things, the more the closer it is to its original state, the better. And
Okay.
the more processed a product is, yeah, the better, the worse it is for your body.
When
So
it
it's
comes
simple.
to
It's important just to know that eating fresh, less processed food, um, it's just better for your body. Things
when
in
you
their natural state.
think, so it's when it's closer to nature, that would be a
Yeah,
guideline too. Let's put it that
exactly,
way.
exactly.
When it comes to processed food, because I did have this discussion with not a person specifically, but just talking about, healthy eating or healthier eating,
Mm-hmm,
and what the challenges are in terms of fresh versus processed, let's put it that way. So the
mm-hmm.
challenges being on an island, the challenges being if one is more expensive than the other,
Yes,
so how can you we know, or let's put in general knowledge would be indeed fresher is better,
yes.
but sometimes, yeah, budget or finances doesn't really allow you to, it's the perception that you cannot, let's put it that
Yeah.
way. How
Oh
do you see
no,
this?
I know what you mean, and it's a discussion of many people. They think that eating healthy means eating expensive, and the truth is it's not. I um I have that kind of experience myself. I usually tell people like to you buy like a variety of different kind of vegetables, for example, but you can like use a little of all of them one day, and you can like extend it in the whole of the rest of the week. And usually, people I know, especially in Aruba, people like to eat out, and it's a lot more expensive to eat out than to buy vegetables. And if you really calculate what people spend eating out
Mhm.
in comparison of buying vegetables and fruits. It's a lot more expensive to eat out. It's just it's important in Aruba. I think we have many more options right now because I see there are a lot of people who are planting their own goods at home, and you see that that kind of community is growing, and people are now exchanging fruits. It's a matter of knowing and to
Mm.
be open to do things. And I think there are many possibilities of growing the fruits and vegetables yourself. And I've seen many people who has done that, especially during the COVID period. You,
Yes.
I have seen many people with the different kind of vegetables and fruits, and it's possible in Aruba. So it's no excuse that it is expensive because it.
Mm.
Of course, there are certain places that it's more expensive, but
Yeah.
you just have to like make a little research, know where to buy your products, and there are many locals who are selling for a good price.
Good. Good, good, good. Yes, indeed. For example, I cannot recall them by name right now, but even on Facebook, if you look
Hmm.
for farmers or local products, you do see urban farmers or
Yeah,
farmers popping up with
exactly.
local vegetables and
Yeah,
all of that.
exactly. There's also a group that has grown a lot. Its name is Cosecha Orgánico,
Okay.
and it's organic harvest or something like that. And it's a very big group, and you see that many people are harvesting their own products,
Mm.
and they went back to the past, like where people used to exchange their products instead of buying them. So
Well,
it's a nice thing to see.
yeah, well, me, I will be one of the buyers because I have no green thumb whatsoever,
Yeah,
100%. People who know me know that I'm definitely telling the truth. No green
yeah,
thumbs over here, so I'll be a buyer in place of a
yeah.
planter.
But there
When you
there are possibilities.
Yeah, it's like it has to be like this big, doesn't have to give too much water to that's me, for
Yeah,
example. So I'll support the local economy in that way.
yeah,
The
yeah.
when you think about when you think about nutrition, yes, like we had mentioned, nutrition and fitness hand in hand
Mhm.
is something that's good for the individual, for
Yeah,
his or her well-being. When you think about in the workplace, okay, when you think about in the workplace, like we had mentioned before, having worked with or having worked for companies,
yes.
it's always been a challenge in terms of how to I help my employees be fitter or be more focused on nutrition because at the end of the day, does it impact or it has an impact on the company? What do you see is the impact of a healthy nutrition or healthy lifestyle would
Yeah.
have for the employee in terms of productivity at work?
Okay. I will have to say we have worked with many companies in big groups, and before starting to being healthy, it's important for them to know why it's so important to make the lifestyle change because it's usually has to do a lot with their behavior. They as long as they don't think that it's necessary, you will have not any change in them. But when you go to that point that they believe and they are able to start, then you see that the impact of a group believing in the same thing that helps a lot. And what I've seen that people that really stay committed to the programs that we give, that they do see changes. They feel less tired. They feel they have a stronger bond with their colleagues. They help each other. Um, the productivity increased, of course, and they notice that they finish earlier. They want to finish early because of the program, but with time they are just more efficient and more, they say they sleep better, their concentration is a lot sharper, they more attentive of the things they do, so they finish also um, earlier with their tasks. So you see, like, so you create a bond. They feel more happy about themselves, but also try to share that happiness and that kind of feelings with their colleagues. So they're more engaged to each other, and it has a big impact on how they work with each other and on the work that they do for their company.
Yeah, it's one of the things because as companies and from your experience working also with different clients, different companies,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's always, finding the balance of what is good for the company, but also good for the individuals.
Yes.
What is a component? Okay, you want to make an environment that's pleasant where people give their 100%, and
Mm-hmm.
because they have to, because they want to, because they enjoy it, and that whole package, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, so that what you just mentioned is some of the reasons why a workplace should focus or be concerned about healthy eating in terms of their own employees.
Yes.
So it brings me to the question then, and as I understand, it's something that you can also advise on, from if I'm not mistaken. Um, what is your advice then in terms of coming up or starting with a healthy eating program? Let's put it that way.
I can use, for example, one company that was really engaged with the program and with their employees. And what they, for example, did is they had like a company cafeteria where the employees could eat, and they changed the whole menu. They gave them healthy options. So the guidelines that we gave, they incorporated it in the daily menu. So it was nice because people could buy healthy food for the same amount as the other food. So I think it was about six something dollars. You could have a healthy lunch. So it was affordable at just employee price, and it was there for them to eat, because usually what people find difficult is for them to prepare their own food, because one, sometimes you just don't know how to combine things together and what is really healthy. And sometimes you think, okay, I have to eat vegetables, but how, and how do I combine it and with what? So giving over like a guideline to the company, and for them to like let their chef make the lunches every day. That was a great idea, because it was just up to them to just go there and buy their food and eat healthy. So the option
Mm,
was there. So this was
good.
not one nice option.
So when you think about then the healthy eating program, what should it focus on?
Um, yeah, it's important that their food is balanced. So we have like a of each food a percentage that you need to focus on, like more vegetables, less carbs. We have the starches. It's important that you can eat all of them, but it's about the right balance. So I would focus like maybe half of your plate vegetables, and the rest you can fit the other ones, the other
Mm.
half. That would be like a guideline.
Well, one of the things that, so let's say I'm a company, let's
Hmm.
say I am a company, and I would like to have this program for my people.
Yes.
And so how do I get them on board would be the question, is one thing. But the other question would be, for example, what support system can I create? Because let's say you have an individual who is interested, but
Hmm.
he or she needs a support system in my opinion, at work, also at
Yeah.
home. But
Yeah.
yes, what would you say that how I should go about that in that sense? If you can give us a little bit of insight.
Yes, I think the most important thing is to inform the all your employees why it is so important. So it's not only coming up with a program, but also
Mm-hmm.
telling them the importance of it and what impact it would have on each one of them if they decide to take to do the program. So we have seen that we have experienced that by um, focusing a lot on awareness
Mm-hmm.
first before starting with a real program, because usually you see they want to just apply something and people don't really know why it is so
Yeah.
important. So awareness is very important to start with, and to like people feel and experience why it is so important. And if they know that, they will step in the program a lot easier than if you like just try to just yeah that they have to do the program.
Yes, it does. It does. You know, truly, you don't want to create that feeling either. It's you have to
Yeah,
participate versus it is
it's
good for you, right?
exactly. It's good for them. And you ask about the support system. I think people like when they are not just the only one being part of something. They
Mm-hmm.
love to have a support system, of course, at home, but also at work. And I think it works very well if you have just an engaged group. And like say if they already set their mind to do something, and um, between them they could help each other a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because at times you would, being a manager, leader, or let's say owner of a business or a company,
Mm-hmm.
it's you try to identify ways that will help an employee, again, not only for themselves, but also for your company, because you
Mm-hmm.
depend on your people.
Exactly.
And you depend on every single one of your people, of your employees, to be as productive as they can be. So
Mm-hmm.
this is one way that would help them and help me as a business owner at the same time, would you say?
Yes, yes, for
Okay.
sure.
When it comes to physical activities, let's put it that way, so the part of fitness, how does this
Mm-hmm.
tie in?
Sorry?
How does it tie in?
Okay, yes, being physically active is also very important to our health. It also affects how we feel, our condition, our energy, and yeah, also the how we fight diseases, and and also it builds up our immune system, better blood flow. It helps with your breathing,
Mm,
and also, of course, to how do you say that? All that access to burn all those calories that are extras that you don't need, because all those fats are burned when people do exercise. And it also produces hormones that makes you feel well.
yeah.
It's also important for people, for example, who tends to be depressed. It helps
Mm.
make them feel better. So many advantages of doing exercise.
Yeah, because when you think about it, you just brought up the word, it helps you release hormones that
Yeah,
will make you feel better.
yeah.
Come into the depression and stressful
Also
situations.
stress. Yes,
Yeah.
also stress indeed.
And especially now and during the COVID-19, before, now, after,
Mhm.
you know, um, part of the physical activity as well as the nutrition, but the physical activity is also advisable in terms of
Yeah.
how to, one of the tools that will help you with that as well, right?
Yes, of course. And I've noticed because I am a lot outside because of my running, and I noticed a huge increase of people walking and running outside. So that's so good to see. And you see that people at the moment that they feel like locked down, and they feel the need to do something and to be out and to move, and I think many people are now more engaged to physical activity, and the people that has been consistent with it during all these months, they will continue, they will continue with their exercises. I'm sure that most of them will just continue. I still see busy streets of many people jogging and walking and doing exercise.
I had a family member before COVID, let's put it, visiting Aruba. She is from Aruba,
Uh-huh.
but she lives outside abroad. And when
Yeah.
she came on vacation, goes like, "Oh, Bachelor, there's a lot of ways now that you can go and exercise outside." She was
Yes.
pleasantly amazed and surprised at the many possibilities that we have in terms of walkways and all of that good stuff to
Exactly.
go
We have
outside and do some exercise.
yes, we have a lot. So we should make very good use of them.
Absolutely. And but then if you think about the COVID-19, one of the main things from the beginning, so before it crossed over into different countries, when it was starting to spread,
Mm-hmm.
one of the continuous things that you could hear in any conference or any, if you followed anything that had to do at the start, was the part of boosting your immune system, or
Yes,
how important it was to be healthy and be
for
to
sure.
that your immune system was working properly. And that's why one of the main concerns, not the only one, but it was for people who had immunity issues.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
Um, I think it's for sure important to both nutrition and your exercising for your immune system. Um, Usually, for example, some people sometimes you wake up and you feel like a little ill, and if you stay in your bed, you will not feel better. Some people choose to like do some exercise, and usually when they do feel better because it's something happens in your body, like the increase of blood flow and better breathing to like get all those bacteria away. And it your whole system changes when you're exercise, and it helps build your immune system because of that. And it's the same with nutrition. And I think I feel that people should like focus more on that, because there were like they talked a little about immune system, maybe in those different channels, but you hear a lot more about the fear of getting sick instead of like be motivated to be healthier.
Ahead, or looking ahead,
Mhm.
prevention is key, wouldn't you say? Or prevent as much as possible.
Yes, yes. I think prevent is it's just important to avoid to get sick if it's in our own hands
Mm.
to avoid that. So if we don't have to like fight the symptoms, but we can avoid to get the symptoms in the first place. And if people should they if they focus like they see they the problem is with a lot of, I think, my opinion, that they see like living healthy like something like optional, and it shouldn't be optional. It should be just part of your daily life. it should not be like something that you have to choose or won't have to choose. It's normal. Like eating healthy it doesn't have to be extraordinary, something out there. Like, oh, you're eating a salad from, oh, what are you doing?
You make me smile because it's like whenever you try to eat a salad, when you go, it's like, okay, what's happening? She's having a salad.
Exactly. And people are like surprised when you eat vegetables or when you eat salad, just salad, or it should be it should be the other way around. But when people choose to like eat something very fat, then you have to say, hey, what's wrong with you? What are you eating? Or
Mm.
something very processed. Why are you choosing to eat that? Then the other way around, like when you choose to eat something great, then people look up like, what are you doing? And it shouldn't be like that.
So it kind of comes back a little bit to changing the mindset, right, about
Yes,
healthy eating.
healthy shouldn't be strange. We are the strange ones.
Well, Nannelle, you know what? It's a great pleasure speaking with you, but then also to know a little bit more about what you do in your company.
Yes,
Uh, Before we end for today, is if there's one key advice that you would like to leave our viewers with,
yes.
what would it be?
I would say like love yourself, think about your own health, and it's in our own hands to be healthy, to live healthy, to be happy. So like I say before, it hasn't has to be strange. It has to be normal. Healthy should be the new normal.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good. Now, before we go, can you let us know or can you share with us how, if people want to get in contact with you or find out more information about nutrition, the healthy living, work, personal, how can
Yeah.
they get in touch with you?
Yes, of course. We have a Facebook page. It's at transition two, with the two health. We also have a website. It's www.transition2health.com, and people also could call me at 566-3799. And we also have an email available. It's info@transition2health.com.
Good.
And I think that should be enough.
Now, there's a lot of contact information. So I
Yeah.
want to thank you. Thank you for the time today.
Okay.
And obviously, I wish you all the best personally, but all the best with everything that you have going on.
Yes.
And I look forward to speaking to you again in the future.
Thank
Thank you
you. Good
so
luck to you
much.
too. Thanks for the invite. Take care.
Absolutely. Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.